the pursuit of happiness is a kind of dichotomy where everything we do is in pursuit of this idea. We have this idea of moving towards comfort, moving towards happiness. And it is responsible for all our choices. Every single choice you make, you're weighing up, whether you're aware of it or not, you're weighing up these choices among what you believe will make you the happiest. Even the lack of a decision is that. If you're choosing to do nothing, then you believe nothing is the choice that will make you happiest. Maybe something is too painful, you don't have the energy for something, so you choose nothing, and there's happiness in there. It comes from everything. You have a look at your entire life, have a look at your job, your education, your family, your friends, have a look at your body, have a look at the food you eat, the drugs and alcohol that you take, the things that you do as hobbies. And at one point, you've chosen the way all of this is because you believed it would be the thing that made you the happiest at the time. We are essentially machines that have to operate this way. We are wired, hard-coded to do it. Even things that you would imagine is very painful. Sometimes people think, for example, a soldier going to war. It doesn't seem like that's going to bring a lot of happiness, but they make this choice because of whatever reasons. Maybe there's a self-development aspect to it. Maybe there's a challenge to overcome or a fear to overcome, and in their mind, by overcoming this, or by beating the enemy, or by facing their fears, etc., etc., they think that this will bring about happiness. You cannot get away with it. It's hard-coded into the structure of human reality. Understanding this from the other side as well is important too, which is we never actually get there. It is always an idea. It is always an imaginary place that we become happy. But it's not possible. We are animals. We experience pain. But to understand this is to understand the way we can bring about success, the way we can use our imagination and our thoughts and our hard coding in order to manipulate the way we see things. For example, let's say you wanted to quit doing a drug, or quit drinking alcohol. You've had enough. You want to quit drinking alcohol. If you look at every single time that you've had a drink, those thousands, tens of thousands of times, a lot of people believe that there's this imaginary thing called addiction, or an addictive personality that causes them to drink or take drugs. But there's nothing other than you making this choice because you believe it's the happier choice. And you can look at every time that you've had a drink, this is the case. There have been times when you've maybe gone without because of whatever reason you're trying to quit, but you still believed it was the better option, so you went back to it. As soon as you believe it's not the better option, that something else is, you will never go back to it. Or you will reduce its usage. And the biggest thing with this is that you can actually manipulate this. You can see the way that I did it. It was about 16 years ago, actually, the other day, exactly 16 years ago, that I quit drinking. I didn't actually know that doing this would make me happier or bring me happiness. You just don't know. It's an idea, right? And I drank a lot, multiple visits to the hospital, and there were drugs involved as well, and I nearly died, etc., etc. Very, very out of control drinking. Then one day, I read some Alan Carr books, or one particular book, and I'd had enough, and it gave me some ideas, and then I just thought, you know what, I'm done. I'm going to try to see if I can be happier doing other things. And I thought about it for a long time, and then I had my last drink ever, and that was it. It never happened again. the fact of the matter is that I got no happiness from it. There were some illusions of happiness. There were some, you know, inebriated ideas of happiness, but it was never happiness. Then when I quit, I didn't know that quitting was going to make me happy. All I knew was that I had to try to find happiness elsewhere in my life by living my life. And as time went on, life got better. It was less chaotic, and I got good jobs, and I got better money, and I had better relationships, and I found fulfillment in different skills and hobbies and whatever. So I was never happy, but it was eventually I had all this evidence backed up that showed me, oh, it actually was the happier choice. So there was no reason to ever go back. And this can happen for you. You can just sit there and think about it. Or the best way, one of the ways that I have done it before with other things was to do a pros and pros list rather than a pros and cons list. If we compare the way we see the benefits of two things, so if we see, say, drinking, list what we see the benefits to be, and then look at something else, your life itself, list what you believe the benefits to be. You have these two things. With the drinking, criticize these benefits. Really look at them and be like, is this making me happy? And then with your life, sometimes you can't come up with a lot, but what you can always come up with is that the chance of being happy. What things in your life could you do to make you happy? Could you improve your relationships? Could you really work hard? Could you get a better career? Could you get a family, etc., etc.? And once you start to see this, you will start to change. And you will suddenly see that, oh, there really is no point to take the drug or drink or to do the addictive behavior and to go into my life and live it. Find happiness there. And I've used this for many things. I've read a few books about this topic. The best ones were the Alan Carr books. They're really onto this. And then there's the one called The Freedom Model. That was fantastic as well. So there is a couple of books that I suggest to read if you're really struggling with these types of things, especially with drug and alcohol stuff. But this can apply to everything. This can apply to careers, it can apply to hobbies, it can apply to your laziness, binge eating, health, the gym. Just do a pros and pros list and figure out where the happiness will lie, where the greatest happiness is. Let's say you want to go to the gym and you're lazy, but for whatever reason you're choosing laziness because you believe it's the happier option. It's easier, it's more relaxing, you get to eat, you get to sit down and be entertained. List those pros that you come up with and criticize them. Are you really being entertained, or are you just getting dumber? Are you really relaxing, or are you just stuffing yourself with food and you're very uncomfortable and anxious? Criticize them all, then find the benefits to going to the gym. There's a lot of them. Even if you can't see them now, see that there is potential happiness in going there. And in what you're currently doing, there really isn't potential happiness. There's just momentary pleasure, if you can call it that. This works for everything. The pursuit of happiness is, like I said before, hard-coded into who and what we are. And really start to look at the choices that you're making and how you see that you will always choose the happier option. That's it for me, guys. Thank you.